Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. The Senate has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. While you know what happens today, today marks the official expiration of the FPUC, the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation Program. That's the $600 a week boost up that the federal government is funding for people on unemployment insurance. It actually stopped last week. Last week, people got the last payment of the FPUC. Nonetheless, senators have skipped town, ladies and gentlemen. They are ghosts. While all of these things are still pending, no deal has been made in regards to stimulus checks, in regards to FPUC, or economic injury, disaster, loan advances, grants, loans. Nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is on the table. They put out all of these feelers. We are proposing to extend FPUC by $200 a week, and then a 70% wage replacement by October, just to see how the markets would react. Nonetheless, look what's happened to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ has been up practically all week, and that's all they care about. Look up President Donald Trump's tweets and see how many times he tweets boasting about the success of the stock market. 986 times, according to a query that I just performed this morning, ladies and gentlemen. So as long as the stock market is performing, all these big tech companies announced explosive earnings yesterday, and now it's up today as well. So they know, listen, it's holding its own. What about me and you, ladies and gentlemen, the small business owner? 31.7 million strong, 99.9% of all companies employing 60.6 million U.S. workers, 47.1% of all U.S. workers to be exact. What about us, people that are still stuck in processing with the economic injury disaster loan application, never got the grant although you applied before the cutoff? Personal incomes dropped, according to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, by 1.1%, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to keep dropping, especially now that this is ending. The administration and Republicans wanted a week extension, a 1 week extension of the $600 a week boost up. Democrats said no, they could not pass it, where state officials are claiming that it would have been real easy for them to at least make that additional payment. So I blame all of them, ladies and gentlemen, both Republicans and Democrats, for all of these stalling measures in order to get you your tax dollars that you need to get through this health and economic crisis, ladies and gentlemen. And Americans are calling for it. The economy is screaming for it, ladies and gentlemen. Change Research and CNBC just released their findings that found that 62% of swing state voters want the $600 extension to the FPUC to continue, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want $200 a week. They don't want 70% wage replacement. Nonetheless, as long as they got the stock market in place, they're highly invested in the stock market. You know, because I've told you in the past how all of these lawmakers and public officials, they collect hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to speak for 1 hour or 45 minutes before Wall Street investment bankers and high net worth individuals. So that's all they really care about their own personal benefit. They don't care if the country goes into debt. That's all of these things to make you think that they're acting on principle. They have no principles, ladies and gentlemen. All these lawmakers and public officials, all they care about is these big corporations, ladies and gentlemen. While swing state voters, a whopping 80%, want another round of stimulus checks. Months ago, 74% of swing state voters want recurring direct payments. And now they've thrown a deaf ear to that. No one talks about that anymore, nonetheless. And that's what you need. You need to be able to tap in. They say that you can't tap into tax dollars that you've been paying for ages, that you need at this particular point in time to get through this economic crisis, to save this economy, to save them. They can't let you do that, because everything they do, regardless of how stupid you think they are, they do it with ulterior motives, ladies and gentlemen. They put out all of these feelers to see how the markets would react. All right, $200 a week, 70% wage replacement. NASDAQ kept on rising. They kept on rising. They kept on saying, we're farther away from a deal. They just keep on trickling on with little more news, keep on giving you leaks and seeing how the markets react. As long as the markets keep reacting positively, they keep on saying, we are far apart from a deal. They don't care. And they had the gall to leave D.C. yesterday without a deal on the table, ladies and gentlemen, economic injury disaster loans. The sponsor that introduced the bill, together with Republican John Cornyn from Texas, that's Democrat Jackie Rosen from Nevada, she introduced the bill. Politico reported that she was fighting for the bill to get it included in the next disaster relief package. Wasn't much of a fight nonetheless. Where are Ben Cardin, ranking member of the U.S. Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship, and its chairman, with whom the office of whom we've already exchanged communication. Its chairman, Senator Marco Rubio from Florida, of the same committee. They worked together in order to put the proposal out for $190 billion for a second round of Paycheck Protection Program funds for businesses with fewer than 300 employees that can show a 50% or greater drop in revenue. $100 billion more for seasonal business and businesses located in low-income census tracts that can also show a revenue drop of 50% or greater. Why haven't they come together for S.4227 or for the funding for S.4227? Mandating that the Small Business Administration disperse the full $10,000 grants to all legitimate small business applicants of the economic injury disaster loan. Why haven't they moved on that? And other lawmakers are talking about their own separate bills. Republican Pat Toomey, as I told you, he co-sponsored a bill. He's sponsoring a bill. He's the only sponsor on the bill. S.4135 is also calling for $10,000 grants for businesses that have suffered damages due to looting, protesting, rioting, etc. And there's also a bipartisan bill, a movement in the House of Representatives. Republican Lance Gooden of Texas and Democrat Filomeno Vela, if I'm not mistaken in terms of how you pronounce his name, Filomeno Vela. They are also supporting a bill that calls for business grants in addition to the Paycheck Protection Program loan. They keep talking. Everyone keeps talking about Paycheck Protection Program loan, as you can clearly see. You can just clearly see. Go ahead and read President Donald Trump's tweets in regards to Paycheck Protection Program loan. He has dozens of tweets boasting about the success on how it's employed tens of millions. He talked about it last night during a press briefing, how it saved tens of millions of American jobs, the Paycheck Protection Program loan. Nonetheless, look up his tweets and go ahead and see if he's tweeted about economic injury disaster loan. He talks about it. He hasn't spoken about it once, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing online. Go ahead and look up his tweets in regards to the stock market. 986 tweets according to Google. And we're boasting about how well the stock market is doing when he wants to say how well he's doing in handling the economy, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my problem today. So here's what we need to do. We need to keep contacting these senators. Contact the ranking member of the U.S. Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship, Ben Cardin, on his website, cardin.senate.gov, and Senator Marco Rubio, who is the chairman of the U.S. Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Rubio.senate.gov, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and contact their offices. And just like they work together to put together a proposal for $190 billion for a second round of Paycheck Protection Program loans, and another $100 billion for seasonal businesses and businesses located in low-income census tracts that can show a revenue drop of 50% or greater. They can also go ahead and push for S.4227, or at least the funding to ensure that the Small Business Administration pays the full $10,000 grants for all legitimate small business applicants of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, ladies and gentlemen. The economy is calling for it. As I said in my previous video, Jerome Powell stated that some businesses may not be in a position to take on another loan. So they require direct fiscal support, such as grants coming from the Paycheck Protection Program on people who use the money as per the guidelines. And the economic injury disaster loan grants. Ladies and gentlemen, we need that fiscal support in order to save this economy, ladies and gentlemen. Save this economy. So let's focus our attention to contact these two ranking members of the U.S. Senate Committee of Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Ranking member, Senator Ben Cardin, and Chairman Senator Marco Rubio. Cardin.senate.gov and Rubio.senate.gov. And let them know. Here's another data point that you go ahead and use. The National Federation of Independent Businesses found that 71% of businesses that they surveyed have already exhausted their Paycheck Protection Program funds. And 46% of the businesses that they surveyed will require more funding to get through this health and economic crisis successfully, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that you are part of the elite group of 31.7 million small businesses, 99%. So there is no way, of all small businesses, there is no way they can let us go under, ladies and gentlemen, because without us, the economy, the real economy, aside from what happens in the stock market, is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, it is dead. Go ahead and give them a call. Let them know what you think and let me know what you think in your comment section below. Watch this video right here for continued economic injury disaster loan and stimulus coverage. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the subscribe button to stay on top of my findings. I will report what other people will not. And I will stop at nothing until each and every one of you is funded with your money. They can't stop. They want to stop you from getting your money, ladies and gentlemen. The tax dollars that you have paid for ages. And now's the time that you need it in order to save this country, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America and everybody else on this planet. Talk soon.